Now we're talking with Bob Roop and Professor Boris Malenko. We have
and start to come, and I was going in the ring to help him, and you saw what he's doing there now. He's hitting Malenko with, he hit Bobby with the cane. Malenko's holding me. The referee's trying to get us to break. As I go, the assassin drives me right out of the ring. Bobby's been knocked completely cold with that cane. Well, I tell you, it's not going to happen again. This time there'll be 10 people with canes out there. Just right here. Ron Wright's got it. All these canes will be around the ring.
We got a score to settle. We're going to score it. We're going to settle it.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
International champion, the Macho Man Randy Savage.
His components will be from Rolling Oak, Virginia, at the weight of 218 pounds, Rick McCoy. His partner will be weighing in at 221 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee, Jimmy Pride.
All right, our ring announcer, David Asbel, has introduced our wrestlers. Looks like that the Macho Man's going to take on 2 wrestlers, in Rick McCord and Jim Pride. And I guess looks like the professor's got everybody lined up to do this. What's he up to?
I'd say the professor's probably got something up his sleeve, because Mr. Savage has agreed to take on 2 top-notch professional wrestlers up there.
Here comes the professor. I believe the professor has got something he wants to say. What's the idea of your man taking on 2 here, Professor?
Because he is truly the Macho Man. This is an individual that backs up from nobody. My Macho Man is the international heavyweight champion of the world. Now, his credentials speak for itself. You know, you get all kinds of wrestlers in this world of professional wrestling, but very rarely do you ever see one man have the courage, intestinal fortitude, the guts to take on 2 at one time. I'm sure you have not been able to see that too many times in your lifetime.
Just once or twice have I ever seen that.
You might call him foolish, but I call him something else. I call him a man with determination, with a purpose in life, and that is why he is the international champion. I am an international gentleman myself, as you know, and the people out there know that are viewing me now. When they see the Macho Man, Randy Savage, in that square circle, they know that they're seeing the best. Because right here is a gold belt, not gold-plated, but pure gold. And he's a golden individual in every sense of the word. And that is why he is part of the Malenko family.
He's the newest member, I believe.
That's right. He has a lot of things going for him. Not only all the things that I've mentioned, but he's youthful. He has youth,
well,
and in such youth,
good right there.
Yes, but look at him coming back. He don't stop. He's persistent. His perseverance is without mentioning the greatest there is today in the world of professional wrestling.
Well, I'll give him credit. He is a good wrestler, but I wonder about him taking on 2 wrestlers.
Well, we'll just see the determination of this. The bottom line is the win. And we'll just see what happens in the termination of it all. Because in my hand is the gold belt.
I see the
which
belt.
has come to the Malenko family. We welcome all champions from all over the world, from each and every section, from each and every corner, from any place there is. Right here and now, we have the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
The Macho Man. Thank you, Professor. It was quite a speech there. So the professor's giving us the word there about his Macho Man. Macho Man's out there taking care of his men. Here's a tag now, and we've got Rick McCord coming back in here now. These boys staying pretty fresh with him. So the Macho Man may have more than he can handle out there. Who knows, but the professor may be right. A little hair pulling there by Randy Savage. Puts his man on the ropes, and he puts a good old knee right into the backside there of Rick McCord. Down he goes with a block. Count of 1 there on Rick McCord. Back up again. So there was a tag. Here comes Jim Pride in there. Nice fresh man for the Macho Man to work with. Headlock there by him. Macho picks him up, sets him down with the atomic knee drop. The Referee trying for a pin, but the shoulders are not on the mat. So it's a headlock here by Jim Pride on the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Getting back up to their feet, still with a headlock. And back into the ropes. So there goes Pride. Runs into the ropes, comes right back in a pair of knees there waiting on him. Brain duster there. Could be one. Nope, just one count on Jim Pride. And the Macho Man has got wrist lock there and twisting into an arm bar. Some discussion on whether the Macho Man might have pulled hair, and he said no, he didn't do it. I've never heard one ever admit to it. So in comes Rick McCord now, and he takes over from Jim Pride. These boys are staying fresh in this tag against this one man against two situation here with Randy Savage. And he's got the wrist lock there on Randy Savage. Randy going up for the hair now, it looks like. Takes his man into the turnbuckle, and Rick McCord just turns the tables on him. Savage getting out of the ring. And he goes over to have a discussion with Professor Boris Malenko. Back into the ring now comes Randy Savage. And the referee's counting him out to make him get back into the ring. Rick McCord waiting on him. There's a foot right to the breadbasket there, and the brain duster on Rick McCord from Randy Savage. So they're back up on their feet. Little front chin lock there by Randy Savage. Well, I saw you giving your man some
sound advice.
Some sound advice.
No, I'll tell you something, Mr. TV announcer. This Macho Man that I have, as part of my family, has truly the will of iron. He's relentless. He never stops coming. You know, he's not only a person that has that perseverance. Just take a look at this. Look at this move.
Put his man right out of the ring there, coming
exactly
up
coming off the complete top rope.
Top rope. It's a long
now,
ways
there
drop.
is nobody in this world that has the ability the Macho Man has. Because why do you think he would end up with the Malenko family? Because greatness goes along with greatness. And there is greatness right there. Now watch. 1, 2, 3. All over but the screen. And the Macho Man, the international champion, is victor, winner, once more.
Over 2 men. Yes, sir. Over 2 men. So there you have it. Randy Savage is the winner over Rick McCord, and Jim Pride will be back in a moment.
Terry Gibbs, Bob Roop, The Assassin, Colonel Yan Key, and many others. Match time is 8:30.
Okay, back now to All-Star Championship Wrestling, and looky here. We've got none other than the guy that just won this match, a fellow by the name of Randy Savage, and you got a belt here. What is that?
Jimmy, baby, the best thing that you can do is probably just stand back and let the Macho Man talk, because there's nothing that you could say that I couldn't say better myself. The Macho Man with the $1 million robes and the International Heavyweight Champion. You know, there's been some talk about All-Star Championship Wrestling, baby. And Jimmy, I want you to look at me when I'm talking, brother. Because the fact that remains right now that the best competition right now is with All-Star Championship Wrestling. Because I'll guarantee you otherwise, why would the people in this area now be seeing the Macho Man, the International Heavyweight Champion, respected the world over? Wouldn't you say international?
At least.
International?
International.
The world over?
The world over.
Why haven't I been here before?
I don't know.
All-Star Championship Wrestling brings me here. And the man with the $1 million robes that you read about in the magazines. And the International Heavyweight Champion for such a long time. And Jimmy, baby, wouldn't you say that maybe in 20 years, maybe I can keep this belt? But there's one more belt on my mind that the Macho Man has been thinking of. And that's this Saturday, tonight.
You've got a tag team match,
I got a tag team match, but I'll guarantee you that the match I'm going to be watching is tonight. Bob Orton Jr. versus Ronnie Garvin.
Who are you for?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because the man with the international heavyweight belt, the man with the $1 million rose, and the Macho Man ahead of Macho Mania, is issuing a challenge to the winner of that match, and I don't care who it is, Jimmy. I'm just saying that All-Star Championship Wrestling made it possible.
You won't either Orton.
I want the winner of that match, because I'm a belt collector. I've got one around this beautiful arm, and I want one around this one. And I'll guarantee you that tonight, Macho Mania is going to be sitting in the front row.
We're running out of time, Macho.
It's okay. I'm going to be watching that match.
Good to talk to you. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
It's All-Star Championship Wrestling for you folks up in Lake City, Tennessee. Monday, July the 2nd at 8:30 in the Lake City High School Gym. All-Star Championship Wrestling is bringing us Supercard featuring the area's top wrestlers: Ronnie Garvin, Boris Malenko, Bob Orton Jr., Bob Roop, Terry Gibbs, Chief Black Eagle, the Assassin, Colonel Yankee, and many, many others. And for you wrestling fans in Newport, Tennessee, on Friday, July 6th at the Old American Legion Boys Club building, All-Star Championship Wrestling brings you a super card featuring Ronnie Garvin, Bob Orton Jr., Chief Black Eagle, Professor Boris Malenko, Terry Gibbs, Bob Roop, the Assassin, Colonel Yankee, and many others. Match time is 8:30.
Chilhowie Park every Saturday night in the open-air arena with some of the finest wrestling you ever saw. And I think it's about time for us to go to our first match.
Definitely, and anybody that wants wrestling in their area, just drop us a card or letter here to Channel 26 TV and then care of Ron Wright, and I'll get it and get back in contact with them and set matches up in their own area.
Okay, let's go to our arena for us to go to the ring and get our first match started. Talk a little bit about what's going to be happening at Chilhowie Park tonight.
Big Jim, it's an honor to get out here and get to hold a poster up with an all-star match set up on it like this. These matches, they've really got some tough matches lined up, and all the way down here to the bottom, completely at the top, they could be a main event wrestling match anywhere in the country, not just in Knoxville, Tennessee. It could be main event anywhere in the country. If you want to give that card just another rundown, start down there at the bottom and come right on up.
Start down at the bottom. We're going to have Don Wright against Hoot Gibson, and that certainly ought to be. You got Brother Donnie in there doing a little wrestling. Tony Peters against George McCreary. Devoy Brunson and Rick Connors. Randy Savage against Dennis Condrey. And then we get into that big six-man elimination tag team match with Russian Death Rules. And I need to talk to Malenko now about just what Russian Death Rules are. And his group is going to be what they call the Malenko family. It's the Professor, the Masked Assassin, and Bob Roop. And that's going to be against Terry Gibbs, Leapin' Lanny, and Chief Black Eagle. Should be a terrific match. Then comes the big main event tonight out at Chilhowie Park. Yes, sir, it's going to be Bob Orton Jr., who took the championship away from Ronnie Garvin last Saturday night, but it's going to be a rematch, a title rematch against Ronnie Garvin. So we should see some terrific wrestling tonight out at Chilhowie Park. I don't think any of you ought to miss it, and we've got ringside seats and general admission and everything just waiting on everybody out there, haven't we, Ron?
That's right, Jim. The children under 12 are $2, general admission's $3, ringside is $5, and ringside bleachers are $4. I'll tell you, last week I really got shocked because I didn't think that Bob Orton would be able to take that title away from Ronnie Garvin, regardless of what he had.
Back again, I've got Terry Gibbs and Ronnie Garvin, and congratulations, gentlemen, for that win you just had. Terry, tonight out at Chilhowie Park, you got a six-man tag match that you're in. These Russian Death Rules, what are they?
Well, this is something up Malenko's little alley, I guess. I've got here Leapin' Lanny and Chief Black Eagle's my partner, and we're going to go out and give them the best we got. And my friend here, Ronnie Garvin, wrestled all three of these men, and he's been telling me each and every move they make, these little tricky moves they make to just beat these guys with.
Well, they pull a few dirty tricks every once in a while.
Yes, sir, they sure do. And we're here just to get rid of all these dirty tricks.
Well, I think you've got a couple of good guys there with you in Leapin' Lanny and Chief Black Eagle.
Yes, sir. They're going to be right there with me, and I'm going to be right there with them.
And Ron Wright had a lot of good things to say about you just a while ago, so I think that between the three of you, I think you may give Malenko and the Masked Assassin and Bob Ruth all